I am here today with Michael Merlino and Brock Misner. Is it Misner?
Yeah, Misner, Misner, I answer to both.
All right. They are, what's the name of your program? It's
we got a white label company, Better Map Rankings, and the event, the conference 2 weeks from today is SEO at the beach.
Awesome. So they are Google Maps experts, and they're hosting a great event. They're going to come and talk to us about both of those things today. And as usual, the best part about having great guests like this is it means less work for me to do. So I'm going to toss it over to you guys. Can you guys just tell us a little bit about each of you and, your origin story, and then we'll get into some map stuff.
Yeah, sure. So you guys don't know me, Brock Misner. I guess you'd call me a local SEO guru expert. I say that very humbly. I probably Google kicks my ass probably every other month. So I'm always constantly trying to learn. I'm probably known for my most unique and approaches and strategies. I don't follow the norm and think outside of the box. It's probably I guess you would say my MO. Me and Mike also own a white label agency. So if you guys have any agency owners out there that aren't very satisfied with your maps results, hit us up at bettermaprankings.com and we'll take care of you. Former Marine. So if we got any devil dogs in the house, hoorah. Studied marketing while I was in Camp Pendleton for the University of Southern Cal while I was in the Marine Corps. And actually started out, oddly enough, and this usually surprises people, that I started out in e-commerce. I was an e-commerce guy and did only paid media, primarily Google ads. I was like talking to, me and Mike were talking the other day. We were talking about like Facebook ads, and I was like, yeah, this was like way before like audiences and so you were just bidding on basically clicks at that point, way back in the day. So I'm an old vet on that. I still do a lot of like PPC work. For like law firms and like higher budget local companies, like larger corporations and stuff like that, which probably say I'm still pretty good at, needless, and that's that's about it. Not too interesting with your boy Brock here. Mike, tell him what a stud muffin you are.
Big Brock is the algorithm slayer. Boy, lives in that algorithm, boy, I tell you. And them ads and this and that. He be in it. So a little bit about myself. I'm a small business owner, learned how to rank, organically and maps, to feed my family, basically. Learned years, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, like the maps was bringing the high majority of not only the calls, but the revenue calls, right, where the money is. And I just doubled down on that. I used to also have an Instagram social media marketing agency, you could say. And I kind of like turned my back on that to just focus on maps, because at that point I didn't know about systems too well and team management and blah, 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 right? So left that alone, got really deep into the maps. That ended up turning out where I started speaking here and there and bursted into me and Brock taking a ride to SEO at the beach, an event 2 years ago. He was speaking. I was a backup speaker. The next year, after we got real close from there, ended up working together, going to a whole bunch of events after that. Then last year, we co-hosted the event with David Hood and Eric. And this year, we bought them out and we owned the event, right? So in a 2-year period, it went from us meeting for the first time on the way to go to SEO at the beach to now in 2 weeks, we going to Miami and, it's our event. And, that's very humbling and just shows you the power of networking, right? And like putting yourself out there. Yeah. So the last thing about me, I'm big on brand, right? Because I've been building brands and manipulating Google to think that my brand is bigger than my competition that spends 100 to 500K a month on ads, and I spend $0 on ads, right? So I got to make Google think I'm a big dog. And that's what I became an expert at. That's why I also like CTR manipulation, because if I can't get the real traffic, because I can't compete or I don't want to spend that money, I'll spend some money on some proxies and some other things and manipulate some URLs and do what I do to move that needle, make that phone ring. So that's a little bit about me.
All right. I want to tell my favorite Michael story is I met them in person at an event last year that I was speaking at, and I was one of the third or fourth speaker. And somewhere in my presentation, I said, fuck. I'm like, great. Now I'm going to be the guy that said fuck in his presentation all weekend. And then the speaker after me was Michael. And I no longer had to worry about that because Michael is not afraid to let an F-bomb drop. So that was when I knew he was going to be somebody I wanted to be friends with. Great. So I don't really have a huge agenda for this. I just got some maps goodness you can drop for us. We'd be love to hear that. We'll take some questions and then we'll talk about the event coming up.
So, Brock, if you don't mind, I'll start quick with the same thing I've been saying on these last couple calls with the broad keyword, right? Like a lot of SEOs they want to chase, keyword plus city plus keyword. And I'm not saying don't go after that, but please don't lose focus that the money is in the broad keyword, right? Roofer, roofing, personal injury, right? Not Las Vegas personal injury. Not saying there's not money there, but the broad keyword is very important. And when you're running your scans, right, with your tools, don't just
interrupt you for a second. There's a setting in settings that's echo cancellation. Can you just click that?
Okay. It says it's on. Reduce my mic stereo audio. Is my mic too loud? Let me lower my mic volume. Is that better, Chris?
If you click settings, one of the settings is echo cancellation. Yeah. And I think that'll help.
That one it was on.
Oh, okay. It might have been on Brock's end then.
Okay. Here we go. I had my mic muted. Maybe that, I don't know if that caused an issue. Does it sound okay now or?
No, I'm hearing like everything a few seconds later.
Let's see. I'll turn my mic off. Brock, you talk, see if it happens while my mic's off.
All right. Here we go. I think I figured out the issue. You guys can go ahead.
Okay, cool. So yeah, when you're setting up your scans, right, don't just scan for geo plus keyword, keyword plus geo. Make sure you're scanning and working on and trying to rank the broad keyword, the broad services, what brings your client or yourself the actual money.
Yeah, just to kind of touch base on with Mac on that with Mike is, I know at SEOs we kind of all have the mindset that we want to get like the highest volume keywords, and that's what we're going after. That's normally the highest competitive terms as well, right? But that doesn't always equate into dollars or sales, right? A lot of those higher volume keywords are going to be a lot of junk calls, maybe not necessarily service. So I'd rather generate 10 phone calls that's going to generate, 5 sales for a client or for, anyone that project that I'm working on versus 100 calls, that might generate 5, right? And I kind of think that's probably where we kind of put our marketer hat on and less of an SEO hat, is kind of like my remarks on such topic.
Yeah, I think the last point is a good one, that a lot of SEOs tend to want to focus on like the nuts and bolts and like the nerdy side of stuff and don't want to think like an actual marketer and like what's going to work. Like ranking is enough for a lot of SEOs, and I think that's a huge oversight.
Right. Absolutely. You always think there's a customer journey, for sure that we're trying to plug into,
Okay. We have a question here. Yash says, when you onboard a client, what steps or process you follow and what's your workflow like? So what do you do when you sign somebody on board?
So obviously, they've got a form that we fill out. Obviously, we need to get the invites and permissions to maintain a listing. The white label agency is a little bit different because we're working with agencies, right? So sometimes we have access to the listing and sometimes we don't. It just kind of depends on the client that we have. So in something like that, we would just have recommendations that we would make if there's something that we need changed on the Google business profile. And the same thing for the website. So obviously we would just be able to make recommendations versus actually doing the on page or making the adjustments on the Google business profile itself. And then we have a standard operating process. Usually month 1 is kind of unfixing everyone's problems that they have. You usually got to kind of undo somebody's shoddy work or lack thereof on the first month, and then month 2 and 3, we kind of got our own special secret sauce that we hit it pretty hard with going forward. And then it's just kind of like the same process over and over again, depending on, we make some slight adjustments. I like to let Google give me the data. And then once I get that back, I know a better idea of what's kind of, how that listing is responding or not. And we know what to throw at it. We've got a toolbox per se.
Awesome. Would you say that like optimizing the profile is probably the most important step though?
Yeah.
You got to be number one, because it doesn't really matter what you do, especially with your categories and services. Those are the doorway to getting ranking for those keywords. If you don't have those correct, technically, you can still rank, but it's going to take months.
But why make it harder?
Right. And you can just open that door up immediately,
I'll chime in there too also, right? Little nugget drop for them. Give them a little nugget drop. Chris, you feel me? So one of the first things we also check for after the audit, after we optimize and shit, get them services right, is the keyword that they want us to rank for. Is it on the location landing page, right? Because unfortunately, 90% of the time it's not. And it's possible to rank like that, but making our job real hard, right? And you're making yourself real fucking hard if you don't have, the service that you want us to rank your client for, but you don't have it listed on the page, nor does you have, or you don't have a page for it, or you have a page for it, but you're not linking out to it. A lot of the basics sometimes get overlooked, and that's a big one. So little tip, guys, right? If you're trying to rank, metal roof repair, have it on the home page, even if it's just linking out to the metal roofing repair page. But you got to have it on the fucking page, man. And it's got to be in your services menu, like basics. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, from having a white label agency with Brock for a hot minute now, these are SEOs sending us this, right? It's you guys, some of you guys, right? It's not business owners. And this is not done. So take care of your basics, man, because it's hard to win if you don't got that shit lined up. Me and Brock log into GMB's services completely. It's not even hard to optimize the GMB no more. It's hardly nothing back there, but it's not done. Or I want to rank in this part of town. Okay, we log in. The only service area they're covering, the complete opposite part of town, and the GMB is 90 degrees that way. Like, how the fuck are you going to rank over there?
Right.
You got to get your basics in order.
Common sense stuff.
Know who you are, right? I always tell people you got to let Google know who you are, what you do, and where you do it. Before that comes, motherfucker, you better ask your client, okay, I know who you are, right? What do you do and where do you do it? What do you do and where do you do it? The two top ways to optimize the GMB besides changing the name title, right? Which could get you suspended, so be careful. It's that simple, yo. What do you do? Where do you do it? Like, that's it. Just feed them the fucking data. Yeah. And make sure that what's in the GMB is illustrated and mirrored on your website, or at least on the location landing page, which means where your GMB links to. The website inside your GMB listing, right? That's what I call the LLP, location landing page. Because it might be your home page, but it might not. It might be a location page, right? Depending on your site structure.
Awesome.
Hopefully that helps y'all, because I'm telling you, man, just with the little shit we telling y'all, focus on broad. Don't forget about that shit, right? Set up your listing to cover the right services and the right areas. You'll see bumps quick just from that.
Awesome. That was worth the price of, even though it was free, that was worth the price of admission for showing up today alone. So I hope everybody's taking notes on that. We'll take a couple more questions and then we'll start talking about the event, if that's cool.
Straight.
All right. Yash asks, how many months do you ask for agencies to get results? In other words, how long do you tell them it'll take?
We ask for 90 days, and our jobs to get it done way faster than that, but 90 days is a good expectation.
Yeah, especially because, like, I assume most of them you get are fucked up, and you have to spend a lot of time unfucking them.
Yeah, we get
that's why they call us. That's why they call us.
Yeah. Everybody hits us with all their problem listings.
Yeah. You give recommendations for on-page SEO. Will it be specific or be general points? I think that what. Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, I was just gonna hop in there. Yeah, keywords on headers inside of the location landing page, like Mike said, map embed, maybe some driving directions written out, nap, those kind of basic things. About page, contact page is also really important. And just to kind of hit on some of those eat signals now, it really seem to be a big deal. So a email that's unique, that's not associated with the GMB or a specific thing, like a customer service email, like on the contact page, no map embed there. About us, just try to make some kind of geo reference that that you're somehow involved in the community is always well appointed. Some history, maybe some mission statements, just things that are going to validate that you are a real business.
Building out the entity.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, make sure you got your entity. That was the only thing that I would add in is entities, right? Make sure your shit is entity tuned.
But just kind of focused primarily on the GMB. What I've seen that works, like it's got the biggest lever, is going to be the actual URL that's connected to the GMB. So when someone hits website, the location landing page, whether it's a homepage or an actual location, location's always best. And then whatever that page links out to, actually definitely has a clear effect on the Google business profile itself.
Awesome.
So big nugget there.
And guys, what he means there, I'm going to expand on that super nugget, right? Because in case you don't be crystal clear, give you the path, right? Whatever the location landing page links out to, right? Which should be your about page for the eat signals and shit like that. And then the services that you're trying to rank for, service page, right? Because they are looking at all that.
So you can also even do the old, what we call, I call them geo silos, where you kind of have like a 5-page, one page would be history of city. Next page would be demographics of city. It's usually what we can do is we'll take a wiki page and chop it up into 5 pages and then spin it or, rewrite it. Mm-hmm. And then those connect to each other and then link back to the location page. Usually can give you a proximity boost as well. I always I say this all the time. I'm sure people have heard this before, but to rank in maps, you need to build your relevancy via for keyword, and then you need to build relevancy geographically, across the map.
Yes, sir. That's why we love to manipulate a URL. You can do all that shit real quick.
Oh yeah, everything should kind of coincide.
In case y'all don't know what manipulated URLs are, too much for this call, but it's going to get broken down, sheets, automation, explanations, all that in a bag of chips 2 weeks from today. That's what I'm saying. Because, bro, when you get that to your arsenal, it's like, man, motherfuckers, it's like, I was going up against people that do this. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt when I met Ted and Lee and Kato, who's speaking and shit. Wait a minute, this is what these motherfuckers is doing on the organic side. That's why it's so fucking hard to get certain, you know what I mean? Because, bro, you don't know what you don't know, right? And then when you know, it's like, ooh, look who taught me. Hey, can you show me? Hey, it's not an enemy situation, bro. It's a networking, building, helping type of community. You really be surprised. Mm-hmm. Let me give y'all an example real quick about networking. Me and Brock are partners, and that's my bro. We family-wise, family. You don't know, it's no bullshit. And we got businesses together, right? Then on top of that, from networking, I met Chris. Asked Chris. I was like, hey, bro, boom, sorry, I haven't gotten to talk to you too much, but it's an honor to meet you. I made sure we had one meal together, right? Mm-hmm. Might have been quick or whatever, but come on now. It's Chris Walker. I'm gonna take advantage of that moment if he's gonna give me the time to talk with me. Now look what happens. I consider Chris my boy. Yo, Chris, come down and talk at the event. Oh, he's coming. I don't know if that happens if we don't meet, right? Who knows? Plus, I know, just like Brock, Chris is like us. We ain't hurting nobody, bro. We peaceful, but if needed, bro, you'll get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to tell. So that all comes from networking and a vibe you get around someone. Zoom, you can feel it a little something, but probably people that met me could attest. Oh, that's a whole different wavelength when you get in front of Merlino, right? So if you can, I will get out to an event.
All right. So we'll take one more question and then we'll go into depth on the event. We got Alejandro says, you guys seen GMBs with no reviews ranked for valuable keywords? For example, Roofer Dallas, Roofer Repair Dallas. I've seen no review GMBs rank in tiny, no population towns, but not cities.
Yeah, I mean, it really all depends on the market that you're in, but it's possible. I don't feel I'm at liberty to give the exact process away, but it's definitely possible. It's not very
possible,
but it's not ideal, right?
It's that. See that? Thank you, Chris, because that's what. See, I'm gonna come right. I'll answer your question, but I'm gonna give you the real answer for the question that should be behind it, right? So yes, it's possible, but that's not what you want to focus on. You want to focus on the part that you mentioned there, that you've seen it working, and take the word tiny out, right? And put profitable populations, right? Because just because it's small don't mean there's no money in it. Now, I'm not talking about a town with 50 people, but come on now. It's not that hard to rank in them smaller places, bro. America got a lot of cities, but every house eventually needs a new roof or a plumber or whatever it is, bro. Period and point fucking blank.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, we have a lot more questions, but I want to get to the event. So I'm going to let you guys talk about that and talk about
it. Chris, bro. I mean, I can answer. I don't know how Brock feels, but I can answer questions real quick. I don't like leaving people hanging, but it's your call.
No,
we'll shotgun these. We'll shotgun them with some knowledge here.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you start with a 7 by 7 mile range, or do you go higher?
I'm gonna go quick. So and Brock, cut me off at any time. It depends on how the current ranking is. So when you run a scan and if you see mostly greens, then you go bigger. But if you're not like dominating that scan size, go smaller. Especially if you're running tests, right, or trying new things, because you won't be able to see the results if you're scanning too big, right?
Be flexible.
All right.
That's a good starting point.
How will you manage 2 different areas with a single GMB profile?
The way the algorithm works is you only got really one shot, and only one way to do it is like wherever the address is or the address that it was verified with, and the further it goes out from that, you got to rank for it, right? So 2 different areas. I'm not sure if you know what it means by, but you could have 2 different neighborhoods listed on that location page. You could run 2 different zip codes inside of a manipulated URL or targeting. It's an endless possibilities if you're going to do double CID manipulated URLs. Like anything on the map is going to have a CID. You would target both of those, right? So you would just kind of do the same. You would just do the same thing, just double, if that makes sense.
Excellent. Does Web 2.0 still help?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
100%.
Never stop. Just to throw that out.
Domains are always super important.
I always do, like for mine, I always do a bunch of branded ones. I find that helps a lot.
Yes. We hit that hard on our webinar yesterday, actually.
Yep.
Robbie says, good folks on today. Are you guys leveraging the search query entities in the website? I'm not sure I get that one.
I'm not sure what he means by search query entities. You mean like just entities in general on the website? Yes.
Hey, Robbie, can you just clear that up? I'm not sure what you're looking for. What's the average pricing for SEO services to pitch? I mean, I guess that just depends on the difficulty, right?
I'd say minimum 1,500. I would say, honestly.
Yeah. If you, that's what I always tell people too. Is if you charge less than 1,500, you don't leave enough to pay yourself.
So, no, you don't. And honestly, people they don't value your time.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you explain what you mean by the entity?
Entity is a keyword that has a machine ID attached to it on the back end. So if you go inside of Google Trends, it's a good thing. You'll see something that says it's like a topic. If you look inside of the bar, the URL bar, when you search it up, it'll have like a 2%. Was it 2% F2, 2% F, and then there'll be like a little, whatever. It's like machine code for slash, whatever, /m/m. But it's just it has a machine ID attached to it. So there's like when the bot or whatever AI reads it, there's a lot of data that's actually behind it. It's like a super keyword.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll call it.
Sorry. And you could also keep in mind kind of like entity. That's the real way, our way, a little technical, like a person, place, or thing, right? Like a person, place, or thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a thing called triples that Google has. It actually used to be like, I'm sure it's still the same way, but it was a trust factor that they actually rated web pages back in the day. So it'd be like a person like Keanu Reeves, born in Indianapolis or something, right? That would be the like Keanu Reeves, city, Indianapolis, and then he was like born on like whatever date, right? That would be the triple for that. I hope that made sense. That was a lot of trying to.
And if you're a person,
short amount of time.
if you're a person, that's how you get a knowledge panel too. Like that's how I got mine. So,
and real fast, without going too deep into it, like if you're doing SEO and like learn deeply, go to YouTube or read the In Links book or like Colin Rowe. I forgot. I'm sorry, I messed your name up right now. But really focus on entities because it's not about keywords anymore. It's about entities / topics, right? And covering the whole topic based on plumbing, right? So if it's plumbing, then it's not just plumbers and all the services plumbers do, but it's pipes, all the different type of pipes, the materials pipes are made out of, blah, blah. Every motherfucking thing having to do with plumbing, right? That's topically breaking it down, and those are a bunch of entities in there. And you got to be careful.
Another good thing. Excuse me. Sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
Another good thing to check out is Kyle Roofs. I know people have heard about his little contest. What was it? Rhinoplasty. Yeah. Check out. There's like write-ups about it, but he basically ranked the webpage with just entities. He just sprinkled them in the headers and sprinkled them in the actual content, and that's what ranked the page. So it kind of gave you a really good insight. Lorem. Yeah, it's just gibberish.
Lorem, like craziness.
So it'll really let you understand how Google's ranking a page because they don't scan the entire page. They're basically kind of grabbing the entities out of that page.
Smart.
And little networking thing, right? Met Kyle Roof. He would be coming to the event in 2 weeks, but he had something. I told him too late, and he had something already scheduled. But he says he plans on coming next year. Hope
Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle.
Come on,
where are your priorities?
Tighten up.
All right, next question is if it's HVAC repair or AC business, it'll have homepage, service page, will it have location page mentioned in it or in its headings? Then location, I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Okay, yeah. So on the homepage, no, the location doesn't need to be in the heading, just needs to be in the nav menu. Inside of the location page had the keywords in the heading. I think that's where he got mixed up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. There you go. That's exactly what I was just gonna say.
Can you charge extra for on-page optimization and do it for us?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How much does
$10,000 per page? That's it.
How much does CTR manipulation factor into ranking in the map section?
You don't need CTR at all. You don't need it at all to rank. Not needed. I just do it because I love it, and it makes me rank quicker and faster and for more keywords and further areas, right? But it's not needed.
One thing though, once you turn it on, you can't really turn it off. It's you kind of drinking the Kool-Aid at that point. That's the only. And the only reason I'm saying this is because it looks like
I don't know. 2 weeks from now, I might have data to prove Brock wrong. Because Brock don't like CTR a lot, so I've been getting a lot of data behind this back, so I can just be like,
hey, I'm open to being proved wrong, But every time I've done it, once you start drinking that Kool-Aid, you ain't no stop drinking the Kool-Aid. You got to keep it going.
And if you guys do CTR, do it light, very, very light. And I'm telling you guys now, right? Little sneak preview for Chris Walker and all his fans. Like, I'm not doing a lot of search and click CTR, man. I've been telling y'all that for a while now. My shit is very much referral traffic, sprinkling manipulated URLs where I want them, and then sending traffic through there so I get the referral traffic I want in my GSC, which fits my business profile, my niche where my traffic is, and plus what I'm manipulating, which is me really manipulating all, right? But the social part, they don't know if I'm manipulating that or not. The other parts, then they know that, right? Because we're link building and doing shit like that.
Right. We get a few people asking about how much you charge. Do you guys have like a link I can send people to?
For white label services, bettermaprankings.com.
Better map ranking or maps?
Oh shit! Now you made me doubt myself. Hold on.
Better
Which
map.
one is it, Brock?
I think it's map.
Better map.
Okay. All right. I'll put that in the chat then. All right. I may have typed it wrong, but you try them both. Whatever it is, try them both.
I can drop one in here. Here we go.
All right. So let's see.
And then Chris, I'll drop in Facebook. If people want to order like done for you CTR or our link building package we showed yesterday, which we build links to manipulated URLs we create. Those are the only two things we opened up in our store again, because we need to move off that platform. But it's open though, because people kept asking yesterday.
Okay. And Robbie is following up on his earlier question. He said, yes, the search query general entities.
Do we put those on the website? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I entity tune my stuff, right? I used to stuff it, like I think we were talking about earlier, or I think that was on a mastermind. Sorry, but now we're not stuffing it because you don't want entity pollution. You don't want to disambiguate whatever the fuck that word is, right? You just want to be on point. This is my topic, especially on the page, because remember, like Clint Butler always says, and he really reminded me of this yesterday and the day before via messages on chat. Google ranks pages, bro, right? Not websites. Like it's per page. So you got to make sure that the page is tuned. And like Brock said, if it's with the maps or anything, whatever it links out to, right? Because that's relevant. Those internal links should be,
Oh, and Mike, what did Ted say the other day?
We can't give too much on one call, but
Right.
God, if you don't know everything that what we're saying, then you should definitely, you know what I'm saying, either hire our services, order some stuff from Chris on legit, or come on down in 2 weeks, because all three of us are going to be on the stage speaking amongst our peers. And boy, we got some people coming out that ain't never even spoke before, ready to rock y'all in the jaw. Bang, bang, bang. Woo! I get hyped. Hey, Brock, 2 weeks away, baby boy.
Yeah, close. It's close.
Miami.
Chris, I'll send you some recommendations afterwards. But now let's go ahead. You've built up the hype enough. So let's go ahead and talk about the event. Let me just share my screen so everybody can see it. All right. Let's do.
Woo! Looky
All
there.
right. So I guess just tell us what you need to tell us.
Take it away, Brock.
All right, man. We got the hottest event of the year, and I mean that. We kind of had a little bit of a. We've been planning this since about November, but it was a little bit of a pause for the past couple of months. So I mean, we would have liked to have kind of been advertising this since November, but kind of purchasing this from Hood and Eric just took a little bit longer than what we anticipated. Not that they were, not being cooperative. They were very cooperative and stuff. It's just how it goes sometimes. Good dudes. So, we were like, hey, well, if we can do something special that like is just not the normal event and it's something that's just out of this world, and if it's not going to be the best thing this year, like we're not going to do it. And somehow, some way, our stars aligned, and we really think we pulled off something special. I put our speakers on. We got the best speaker lineup of any event of any of the year. Quality wise, we just alone James Slattery and Garrett Ossott. You're looking at two people that just don't come out and speak. I know Garrett turns down speaking engagements all the time. It was kind of funny. I think his last speaking engagement, someone was telling me that I guess some well-known SEO person either stood up or said right after his speech was like, that should never be shown at an SEO conference ever. He was showing somebody how to do something. So that just tells you guy's solid. You're gonna see some ninja stuff for sure. The people that we spoke to as far as speaker wise goes, I'm excited to see him myself. James is going to go over some sales stuff about client acquisitions. And I've been trying to get that myself for the past 2 years when he's telling me some stuff that he does, to be honest with you. Yeah. And he only works with local people. And it's every time I talk to him, he's closing a client. I've never seen
literally every fucking time. It's unbelievable.
Nuts. Yeah. I mean, and then we've got Cato, which is an absolute stud. Clint, need I say, I'm sure we all know who Clint is. He's been around for forever. He's a brain, really. Chris Walker. I mean, come on, guys, Mr. Legit himself.
I think some people know who that is, right?
Yeah, I mean,
even if you did pick a picture from 2015.
Hey, send us
Try to
picture
find
you
a
want,
good
man.
I actually, Brock, I
update.
did send you a bunch of stuff yesterday or the other day.
Hey, Chris, drop it to me now. I'll update it for you, bro.
All
Right
right.
now.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So and then I think we've got who else are you excited for, Mike? You know, we
Got my boy Brian Hung. I had to
Brian
take
Hung.
Hung. He's a big guy. I had to flex him up, throw him in a chokehold. Like, you couldn't talk at my event. And he gonna show y'all how to make more money with leads you already got, or just with clients you already got. This is gonna open up a whole new world for you that I talk about all the time. But now I brought somebody that's politically correct, not politically, but you know what I'm saying? The opposite of Merlino that does it and gonna show y'all it's possible and how to do it. So that bare minimum, that seed is planted. I promise you, you're not ready. Eldar got something along the same line. You know, I had to put my little rev share. You know, not everything needs to be clients, right? Take that money you get from clients and start some other shit, baby. Fuel another fire. So we got a couple people talking along those lines.
Yeah,
We got
Brian
Matt
Williams
Zimmerman coming out.
Eldar came all the way from Israel right here. Simon is probably like one of the most intelligent people you talk to for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
he's too smart.
Either that or it's that English accent that he has, you know, and he just sounds good. But no, absolutely.
I'm excited. Brian Wyndham, the OG of the news networks and the wikis, and the shit that this guy does is ridiculous. I promise you. And first time he'll be speaking, that from what I understand, or it's been forever. And he's always closing big boy deals too up in New York. Them big clients like corporate this, enterprise that, you know, 6 figures this, like just
what, you know, I wasn't really a whole familiar with Brian Wyndham, you know, up until recently, right? And that's probably a lot of feedback that I've gotten from people that were like, "Oh, Brian's going to be there." So, yeah, I'm excited.
Bring them out. You know, we wanted to make sure we bring out the new people, you know, some new noise, right? Bring them out. Go. Brian James and Brian Hung. Oh my Lord, bro. Woo.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a great agenda.
Can you tell us what the dates are going to be?
Oh yeah, March 2nd and 3rd. March 2nd and 3rd, so about 2 weeks away, actually.
Okay, and it's going to be where?
It's going to be in Miami, Florida. Come on, guys.
I know these answers, but I want to make sure that everybody's.
We are not the best at the details. Thank you, Chris. We need all the help that we can get. Trust me. Yes, Miami, Florida. We have a mastermind on the 1st. If you're gonna go for that platinum VIP, but normally just for the regular, you know, VIP and general admission, you know, it's just going to be 2nd and 3rd. That's the conference. The venue is spectacular. We've got a great venue. You know, there's going to be a Lamborghini in the middle of it. You know, you can't, you know, that'd be a great place to take pictures. I mean, you can't really argue with that. 13-foot TV, you know, so you'll be able to take pictures of slides and this, that, and the other. So I think they said there was like 80 supercars in total at that place, but you know, obviously we're not renting the whole thing out. But I think they said something about they'd be willing to give people tours or something if you got any car guys. That's kind of what I'm saying. But I think it's cool. It's totally different. It's not going to be the normal hotel kind of boring. I just hate the way hotels smell or something. I don't know. I mean, I've been burned out, I guess, from hotels because I've traveled a lot and just didn't have the best experience or something. But I think just something like this is going to brighten it up, liven it up. And then not only have we focused on, you know, having a great fucking event, like better experience than you'll ever get, you know, we focus on the networking as well. So we're not going to be out here till 6, 7 o'clock at night with speakers where you want to just, you know, your mind's mush, because that's the way I am. Even, you know, speaking, you know, usually by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go to the bar, you know. And networking is really the reasons that we come.
Keep going. Just can you go to the agenda page so they can see it's short, the 30 minutes, 2 breaks, 2 hours. Go ahead.
Yes, we start off with Merlino right here. Brian Cato. You know, like you say, they're 30 minutes. They're just bam, bam. We're just going to hit you with as much value as you possibly can. Like your head should be spinning at the end of each speaker. Brian Wyndham. We'll do a little 15-minute break. Brian Wyndham, Matt Zimmerman. and then you're going to go for lunch. So I mean, like
2 hour
very
lunch.
easy schedule. Yes, 2-hour lunch.
I think
So
the
you come
timing
back
is
and
wrong there. Sorry to talk over you, bro. I just see it says 11 p.m. to 2. That should be 12 to 2, 2-hour lunch there.
Yes, that's right. You're right. Yeah, we need to change that. Anyways, yeah. So from 12 to 2, then we're gonna come back. We'll hear Brian Hunt. We'll have a couple more speakers, and then we're gonna cut out kind of early, 3:30. Right after James. I mean, he's gonna give, I'm sure, a mind-blowing, mind-melting speech, and then you're out of there at 3:20. 3:30.
James is gonna show. James is gonna show what he said he was gonna show me when at the first SEO at the beach. I'll never forget. Brock was on a webinar. I said, "Oh, I should start an agency," and James was like, "I got the best sales acquisition system that ever existed. You go on SEO at the beach, right?" And since then, I mean, that's my boy. He's helped me endlessly, right? But I haven't gotten that yet. He said, "Merlino, and for you and Brock, I'm gonna bring it out, right? This thing is sick, bro." And everybody needs clients, right? We show what to do once you got the listing, but hey, how do you get a client? That's what James is coming to do.
He was like, when we were over, we had a little meeting with him, like just some of the stuff he was going, I was like, wow, man. It was really, really good. Like finding the entire client list of another agency in wild stuff. Like fingerprinting. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, absolutely wild. I don't want to say anymore.
Yeah, don't say no more. Don't say no more.
And that's all just day one.
That's just day one, man. I'll break down day 2 for y'all, right? So day 2, don't go out, don't party too much Saturday night in Miami because Brock is gonna open it up, right? Early with the most advanced technical SEO you ain't never seen. If y'all never seen Brock speak before, this is how people always are. And like just trying to slap pictures quick, because he just goes like, bro, thank you for your service, bro. Like I always tell you, my man was a machine gunner. You understand what I'm saying? That's how he is on stage. Just slide. Whoa, what was that? Manipulate the beep. And people just try to take pictures and catch up. So be up, ready, get some coffee, then he's gonna give it to y'all. Then Eldar came all the way from Israel, right? Like he made sure we had this event going, right? He's like, kept asking us, but we had to like get the acquisition together. So we were like, Eldar, chill. Then we were like, all right, it's happening, right? All the way from Israel, he's coming. We spoke in detail. He's like, I could talk about this or I could talk about that. I was like, Eldar, a little bit of this, but please talk about that. And boom, opening up additional income stream with a $4 million per year case study, not $4 million. It took 6 years to get. Like they got it up to that quick, right? 15-minute break so you could chill the fuck out and think like, yeah, I need to take money from my agency and invest in something else, like Eldar did, right? Like the man who's gonna talk next did, our host right here, gracious host. Boy, he was killing it with the agency shit. Been an OG at this, right? Took that, invested it into something else. Maybe you heard of it, right? This is what we're talking about, baby. Getting away from just having one income stream and relying on just clients. God bless clients. Ain't nothing wrong with clients. Do your best for them, but don't always just rely on them. Take that money and do something else, right? After Chris Walker drops it, guess what? Uncle G, I call him, Garrett, owner of multiple CPR tools, proxy, turbo, subdomains, owns multiple businesses. I'm not going to get into his business because he's a very private man, and I don't want him attacking none of my websites. I want to keep him as Uncle G, right? He's going to show y'all some dark art shit, and I'm twisting his arm and his ear. I'm trying, right, to get him to show how he takes that SEO money and pumps that shit into other stuff along with a theme that you might see throughout the whole event, right? Then we're getting on that 2-hour lunch. Come on back. So I think it's Simon Cornelius. He's gonna hit y'all with some schema, entity, and bro, this guy, he just goes deep, right? So he's gonna break down all that entity shit we've brought up lightly and how you tie it onto your website with schema. And then we brought Clint Butler out just for this, who's called the Roundup, right? Where he breaks down each speaker and what the top nuggets he got out of it. Open discussion, whole room discusses it, so everybody can take some actionable items with them, right? And go get your ROI back for coming down and chilling with us. because we trying to make sure everybody wins, because we all win together, we grow together, and we keep hanging out, networking, building businesses and legacy together. Woo! 2 weeks from today, baby.
All right. And go ahead.
Oh, and then yeah, if you guys haven't been around for Clint Butler's roundup, he like literally, yes, we've seen it one time. We're like, well, we got to have it. And I think everybody that has seen it has like asked him to do it for their event as well. It's that good. Regardless of what you might think, like Clint is he's like a brain. He's very academically smart for sure. You know, I don't think he maybe gets enough credit from that, but he takes notes from all the speakers and boils it down to just like the key points and you know, all the little beneficial stuff and kind of goes over it. But it's a more of a group discussion. And then how, like, so you can extract the most value out of this event. And it's not just you taking pictures of slides and trying to, you know, take your own notes and this, that, and the other. It's just, it's an awesome review that really adds a lot of value to the event.
Yeah, I love it.
So they should everyone should go to SEOatthebeach.com and get their tickets there.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
There's probably not a ton left with only 2 weeks, right?
No, we've sold a lot more than what I thought. I didn't think we would have that issue, but it's
we got some room.
And can you just tell us a little bit about the different levels?
Yeah, so you got your general admission for $797, and basically just kind of get you a ticket, get you in a Facebook group, and get you admission into the conference. If you want to go up to the VIP booth, kind of the same thing. Plus, you'll get a little bit of some pre-recorded training that me and Mike have done that will get published. You know, you'll have access to the directory. Once again, we're kind of hitting on the networking stuff. There's a party that we have for the VIP members as well, and then a Q&A session, a private Q&A session at the end of each day that you'll have access to actually talk to the speakers and ask them a question personally, one-on-one. And that's only available to VIP members. Like they will, like everybody else will leave. And it's just
exactly. And also real quick, just chiming in, sorry, Brock. The main value there for me is that VIP lounge. Like after the conference is over, right, 4 o'clock, like the VIPs need that, like you want to be going wherever we going, to the Airbnb or like, you know what I mean? Because that's where the networking is, that's where it's at, right?
There's a VIP lounge at the actual event. And then there's we have like a party on Saturday night. There's like certain like events outside of the conference that VIP members will have access to only.
Yeah, special after hours hangout with speakers right below the VIP lounge access. That's what that's really focusing on. But other bonuses, but for me, Merlino
and the summaries, and then our platinum VIP is everything with that. Plus a private mastermind on March 1st with some of the speakers and ourselves. And it's just going to be kind of a private mastermind at a Airbnb type environment.
That's something that we usually, in the past, we charged a lot for, and it was very exclusive. It's still exclusive. We're not charging a lot for it because we had to put this together very last minute. Our past members that have come to any of those, they killing it. Just throwing that out there, and that's facts because what's shown, like the last one we did, it wasn't a lot of people because we wanted it like that, but we sat there and everybody, what do you need help with? Literally open it up, boom, bing, 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 bing. Changes were made right on the spot, right? Like, so when we say like VIP platinum, it may not be too explained well there or whatever, but I'm telling you, like that's a small circle and you're in with the best minds, right? And we have some secret guests. Maybe we'll tell you who it is, but we got some people coming that could change your business or whatever you're doing just like that. Like one conversation, that's it. Problem fixed.
That was the point I was about to make, is if you're looking at those prices and you think that they're too high, you're wrong. Like one conversation can pay for that like tenfold. Like I've only been to 2 before now. Well, 3 before now. And I met Mike, I met Brock, I met Terry Samuels, who was on earlier this week. I've met Eldar. I've done business with all of them now, and it's paid off because as much as I hate to admit that I was wrong, like meeting people in person makes a big difference. Like the connection is just not the same. Next week I have Gregory Ortiz on. He's somebody else I've seen at events.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
If he can make it, he'll be there. Yep.
Yeah. So my point is that don't look at this as an expense. Look at it as an investment. I know that's like cheesy sales spin shit, but it's true, because the time that you spend and the time that you take to get there will more, and the money you pay for the ticket will get more than paid off if you pay attention and you get out there and you get out from behind your screen for a little bit and go talk to some people that can help you, because there's nothing more valuable than having that person that you know that when I need someone for this, I just message that person and they'll either point me in the right direction or whatever. Or when, when someone has an event, you have that relationship where you can come on their live stream and their webinar, promote your event, you know what I mean? Or vice versa. So it's absolutely invaluable. Don't overlook that. I know we as an industry are not the most sociable, but I hope that some people watching this will get out of their shell and come meet me and Mike and Brock and everybody else. Because I have some of you I've known for years and I've never seen you any bigger than that on Facebook, and I'd love to meet more of you in person. So I hope that you will take the time. You will check this out at SEOatthebeach.com, and that we'll see you in a couple of weeks. That's my little sales pitch for it.
Yeah, yo, bro, hey, listen, that was some real shit you just said, man. Real and serious shit, because I'm personable, right? But a lot of people are not, and it's true. Like one, it's hard to get out to the event, maybe, and by the way, it's a tax write-off. And two, if you're there, man, don't just go there, be in the event and then go to the hotel. Like, no, man, make sure that you fucking mingle, or bare minimum, man. I don't mean on a creepy side, but just go sit at the bar and just, ear hustle a little. Go say hi to somebody, something. Oh, I think it was Ted that taught me a good one on his show this week. He said he would just walk up to someone and say, what was the best nugget you got today or so far? Beautiful way to strike a conversation, right? Yeah. Or you could just say, hey, are you an agency owner? Just start talking to people. Come out your shell, like Chris said.
It's funny you say that, because I met Ted at SEO Spring Training. I think it was Ted. It might have been, no, it was Kyle that I met. Kyle, who I hadn't met before, but he came up to me and he said, hey, Chris, and started talking to me like we'd known each other for years. Yeah. I thought that was pretty smooth. But I mean, he probably recognized me, but I thought it was interesting the way he just started the conversation as if we'd been talking every day. So it's interesting to see people's approach, but there's just, again, I hate to admit it, but I think that you can't replace the in-person thing as much as possible. You don't need it every day in like an old school office, but for events, I think there's a lot of value to it. And that's me like admitting I was wrong, because I used to think they were a huge fucking waste of time. I thought it was like an excuse to take a vacation for the most part, which it also is. But
exactly. I mean, and I get to learn something, tax write-off. I mean, bro, like it's a vacation, but you learn it. It's a business investment too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like vacations, but I do like business trips. So
exactly.
Well,
I think this has been a great session. Anything else?
Man. Not that I can think off the top of my head. Chris, thank you for having us, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris.
Really good turnout, because it was a short notice, but really good turnout today. So I'm really happy about that. That's pretty much it. So last pitch on it. Check it out. SEO at the Beach. I'll make it full screen. SEOatthebeach.com. The packages are more than reasonable, and the value is insane. And the best part is you get to meet me. So
one more thing, Chris, if you don't mind, if I just slide in there real quick, brother. We've got a webinar Wednesday for our final part of ranking Google business profiles without reviews. So check our profiles. I don't think I have a link right now, but I can get one.
They can just find you on Facebook, right? Like either of you.
Yeah, find us on Facebook. You'll hear about it very
soon. Yes, for sure.
Chris, what you doing this weekend?
I gotta this weekend. I don't have a ton going on.
Yeah, me neither. I'm gonna be sitting here playing with the algorithm.
I'm getting a massage tomorrow morning. That's like the only thing I have planned.
So. All right.
Start the weekend off right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Nice and relaxed.
Well, everybody, please thank Mike and Brock for their time, and please come see us at the event. We will certainly appreciate it. But even if you can't, I want to take a moment to thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon. I know that you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you spent some time here, and that's something I will never take for granted. So thank you for that. And last but not least, as I always say, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. I'll be back next week. I have 4 live streams again next week, so I'll see you guys then. Peace.
You guys, thank you.